Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you are doing well. Today I'm gonna model that concept design. I think this is gonna be the second part, so we are gonna model that. I will try to get as close possible to that concept, and I will show you my techniques to get these details such as cylinders, holes, also that hole and thickness, you know, some modeling stuff. So let's get started. I will start with a plane, change the orientation. Let's lower the segments to something like 4 maybe. Yeah, that looks better. I'm gonna press C, make it editable, switch to polygon mode, and let's select some polygons to kind of get a similar shape like this one. That looks too big, so I'm gonna select these. Then I'm gonna invert the selection, delete the other polygons. Also, let me turn off that work plane. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to points mode now and try to get a similar shape just like this one. Okay, I think I got the basic shape. Now, I want to merge these points to that one so that I can use loop cut easily. Just like that. If I keep them like that, it's not going to be possible. So let's do that. Now I have 4 polygons. So it's too low. We will need more resolution. So I'm going to right click and subdivide the mesh. Now I want to give some curve to the surface. As you know, this is our goal. So I will press shift and create a Surfify deformer. Let's move it over here and scale that. I don't know, that looks fine. Let's keep it that. I'm gonna right click on my object and say current state object. We can either delete the first one or hide it. I'm gonna delete that. Now I will switch to edge mode. Select these edges. Press Ctrl Extrude. Let's align them on the Z-axis so we can use symmetry later. I will set my Z to 0. I'm in the position and I will do the same thing for the size. Now I need to scale these edges and I want to do that from the very center. So press T, go to modeling axis and make sure that your Z is 100%. For the top part, I'm gonna extrude these. Then set the position of these edges to 0 and size to 0 on the Z. So I can easily weld this. I'm gonna slide this. Let's switch to front view. Maybe we can move this like that. Or we can scale this on the X to get a perfectly flat polygons. Instead of moving, I'm gonna slide this. This is a safer move than moving this by move tool, because we can break the smoothness of the surface. So anytime you have some kind of curve, try to use slide tool. Now let's extrude these as well. I will set them to 0 as I did before. Now we need to weld these 2 points. So to add more details, I will need more resolution, of course, especially that part. We will use a cylinder, but for now we have like 2 polygons. When I create a cylinder, it will have at least 8 segments or 6. So we need to find a way to subdivide that piece. I'm going to do that with Subdivision Surface. You can, of course, use that as well, but this time I'm going to use some weight because I don't want to lose the sharpness of some of the edges. I'm going to select these now. Then that one. Enable Subdivision Surface. Select Live Selection. Go to Subdivision Surface. Set the strength to 100% and set. Of course, we are not going to use 2 subdivisions. It's going to be too much. Let's lower them to 1. At this stage, I can still make some adjustments. Like these don't look right. Maybe we can move these. Okay, also I want that point to be sharper. So let's select live selection one more time and set the weight 100%. And let's not forget that point as well. Live selection, subdivision surface, and set to 100. We can make that subdivision surface editable. Press C. We can delete that weight tag. You can see that when I select that, it will show the weighted points or edges. We don't need that anymore, so we can safely delete that. So first I want to work on that cylinder. Let's use that cylinder. I'm gonna position that. Okay, not bad. Maybe we can scale it slightly. So it looks like that in my reference I have more space for the cylinder, but not in that case because this piece is too curved. I mean, it has too depth. So let's switch to scale mode and scale this like that. Since my origin will be right in the center in the vert coordinates, I can scale them easily. Okay, that looks fine. Let's increase the segments. For this one, I believe 12 or 14 will be the best, because at the end I need to connect these to the cylinders segments. I don't want to break the perfection of cylinder. Maybe we can increase that or no. Let's go with 14. I'm gonna set my height to 1. Now I need to merge these. It's gonna be really easy. Select subdivision surface, press, not the generator. Let's rename that to body. Press Alt, select bool, and put the cylinder under the bool. The body. I want to union them. Select union. Say create single object. Actually, we can make cylinder editable before making bool editable, and delete that side of the cylinder. And we can delete that point as well. Let's enable bool and simply make it editable. Press C. We will need some cloning like these ones and these, not that and that. Delete them. Now I need to do another cleaning, and it's gonna be points. Let's weld these with right click weld tool. For here I can just weld this. We don't need that extra polygon. And we can also weld this to that one, then slide it back. As I did on the bottom, I can merge these. I'm gonna lower that point to match the shape of that cylinder. So now I will have some problems, such as that angle. We need to fix that. I can create a new path all the way along to the top. I don't think it is gonna be any beneficial. It's gonna just increase the polygon count. So we need to find something else. Like, why don't we just weld these to that one? Then line cut, create any path, and finish it right here. I'm gonna slide this, then Maybe we can move it over here. To average that point, I'm gonna slide it just like that. So now I can dissolve that edge. We can do something similar for the bottom part. Let's create a new path. Then I'm gonna press Ctrl and move that to the next one. This is gonna weld it. I think I have moved that point from its original position. As I said, I don't want to break the perfection of cylinder, so I need to move it back over here. Let's enable snap and snap that. Okay, not bad, but we cannot make sure without subdivision surface. So select the bool or body, Alt, subdivision surface. In the reference, we have sharper interaction. So I'm going to add that loop cut over here. Now I am getting these normal shading problem, or it's not actually a problem. It is because the normals are not matched. So I need to align them, right click and align normals. Now, if these are blue, that means that they are flipped, the normals are flipped. Right click and say reverse normals. Okay, everything looks fine. Now let's check here. I believe that I can delete these polygons, switch to points mode and slide this. Then switch back to slide tool, slide like that. Actually, why don't we put that into a symmetry? Press Alt, select symmetry, change the mirror plane. As you know, I set the center edges to the very center, I mean 0, so they're gonna merge, but we don't want that. We want a space between them. So we can either select symmetry, enable axis, and try to move the symmetry, but I don't think this is gonna be end well. So I'm just gonna select the polygons and I'm just gonna move them. This is gonna give us enough space. Now let's work on that hole over here. So for that, I believe that, yeah, I should slide that point up to create this arch. Then I can select that edge, press Ctrl and extrude that edge. Let's check the smoothness with enabling subdivision surface. Okay, can slide this. So for that polygon, I will create a hole. So I will add a loop cut. So now we will have 2 polygons to create a hole, which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So I can use a cylinder with 6 rotation segments. I'm gonna rotate it and place it right here. And I'm gonna rotate it to kind of follow that edge loop. And we don't need any height segments for that one. I'm gonna make an extrude inner on these polygons, because after I have done with boolean, I'm gonna use these new points to weld the points which will come after that cylinder, and I will show you that right now. Select body, press shift and add bool, and select body, press alt and select bool, and put the cylinder under the body. Bool, enable create single object and make it editable. Press C. So now I am gonna use these points which I made with extrude inner, and I'm gonna connect them with cylinders points. I'm gonna do that with weld tool. Let's enable subdivision surface. The bottom should be sharper, I believe. Something like that. Then we have something over here. So we can, let's try, we can use that. It's gonna cause some stress over here. So let's see it. No, not much actually. We can use that. That one looks sharper, so I can use these existing points and I'm gonna still be fine. I am working on relatively low poly, so we can make these changes. I think I should lower this. Okay, now I want to work on the thickness of that object. So I'm gonna select them all. Or before doing that, I should seal that edge loop. With seal, I mean I want to create a loop or supporting edge. So select this, press Ctrl and slide this. I need to weld this. Okay, now it's gonna be much easier. Also, I think I forgot to weight that point. So let's quickly fix that. Okay, I'm gonna select all the polygons, right click, extrude, turn on caps. That should be enough. But the center polygons act weird. I mean, they're out of their positions. So let's select them all. I mean the center polygons with rectangle selection. I'm gonna set their position and size to 0, or we can just set the size to 0 because I offset center polygons. Let's enable symmetry. No, it's not gonna be enough, so I'm just gonna move them just like I did before. Now let's add our loop cuts. First one should be over here, but I want that edge loop to be here. But if I do that, it's gonna break the perfection of the cylinder. So let's keep it. But I'm gonna select these and follow that edge. Then right click and dissolve. I need to find a way though to connect these points. Let's do that. So I think I should slide these. They are too close. Now I'm gonna add that point. And we need to create another one over here. Do the same thing. We will have a triangle here. So let's just create another path. Delete the edge. So now it's gonna be full quads. Perfecto. Now I'm gonna add one loop cut for here, here, and of course on these ones. But since we have this polygon we did later, it's not gonna be a perfect loop. So I'm just gonna create a loop cut. Then the rest I'm gonna use a line cut. Let's create a new path starting from here. That's all. No, let's grab these points. Nice. Same thing for the inside. If you're not gonna see the inside, you don't need to do that. But for the tutorial purposes, I'm gonna do that quickly. Now I need supporting edge for that hole. Select these edges, press Ctrl and slide. Let's not forget the bottom. I believe the last part will be here. These should be sharper. Double click on them and select them. Actually, let's select the inside as well. Okay, let's select them all. The double clicking. I think we can use bevel for these. Select bevel. Instead of chamfer, solid will be better though. Let's make it solid. This might be too much though. So I can select the center edges by double clicking on them and solve them. Okay, that feels better. Here looks too sharp, so I'm gonna hire these. Then these ones. Let's add a simple material manager. Double click, assign that. Make something similar to that one. I'm gonna add a GGX with Prenel and some ambient occlusion. Okay, everyone, that's gonna be it. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next tutorials. Bye.